well enough to take it down before it starts becoming annoying, the Primal Wrath?
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see if that's going to be happening here as we go over to the game. Throw it over to Leo and Ingan to give us this match.
We are just but watchers,
Welcome
same as everyone all around the world. Welcome to Game 1 in this best of 3 between Blacklist International and Smart Omega. Leo and Jose Ingan here at your service, bringing you this matchup, which I already am going to call it, man. There's a Bane. It's a good match. It's a good game.
Actually, the last time that they met, it was a deny pick for Andoryu. They got the Bane. I believe it was Omega. Yeah, it was. It was an 18-minute game. Game number 2 was 11 minutes. So it's a staple for Omega versus Black. Always a Bane.
Like it was just yesterday. And putting the Mathilda in here, let me just say it now, helps with one of Bane's main weaknesses. Homies is just a straight-up immobile jungler. So with the Mathilda in the hands of Perks, who, by the way, if you look back at Perks' career, he's so good at setters. Right? But you put a hero like Mathilda who's a utility, makes you think twice, but it's just there to help solve Bane's situation, Aurora's situation, even Oheb. See? Even what?
Talking about mobility.
That's great. So that's what the mid trio looks like. Smart Omega, they're more of the safe trio. Looking at gold though. Let's talk about the Filipino sniper Oheb and of course Jome. Is it just me or did these heroes switch? Like, wouldn't you expect the other to play the other hero?
Exactly. Even the Harith action, this is the first time for a very long time I've seen Harith been selected. Although the contestant rate is high, it's always banned out. It's not used, but this time it is. And you know, we have a lot of memorable plays, but wait a minute, because Andoryu goes in up against Lord JM, but here again is the Perks factor. Lord JM doesn't care. We note that Rizla, same with the Bane, lacks mobility, but with the Guiding Wind, they can just go anywhere.
That's right. And as long as he has the full combo, you know, penalty zone, flicker, and I did not say that wrong, folks. You do click penalty zone first, and then you cancel with the flicker. You're making business there. That's a cooking. Oh!
Okay, Frigid Glacier for Omega as they tried to get the turtle. They secured it. A flicker out for Lord JM. So there was no trade for Blacklist that time.
Yep, it's a flicker for a flicker and a retry for another. And so far, because of how I'd say slightly tighter Smart Omega's movements are in the early game, that'll allow for them to go up maybe 300, 400 gold on the first turtle alone. 2.5 minutes in, Blacklist International. Again, I'm going to talk about how great their synergies are, but on a hero-per-hero basis, Ingan, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Folks watching at home, I'm going to have to side with the barangay.
Yeah.
Like, when everything goes well, especially if Smart Omega continues to snowball, bring this lead up to 1,000. Oh no, here we go!
Oh, but they pick off Haji there as he escapes with the Guiding Wind. Again, the Perks factor with the Mathilda will take into effect there. But looking at the Blacklist side, for their side, I believe the X Factor will be Haji. Not just because Haji is the captain, but again, the Aurora. We've seen this during Fnatic Onyx versus FCAP, wherein when Few casts the Frigid Glacier and it connects onto at least 2 or 3, the counter attack of FCAP is just immense. So Blacklist right now needs to make sure that the Frigid Glacier will always connect. Even Lord JM and MP the King, they don't have to start the clashes.
Nope.
It's the counter-attack strat for Blacklist.
That's right. And count me up into this 76% for Smart Omega, because leading up to day 1 of week 5, I also called it. I said Omega's going to win this. But look at that. Off camera, Haji put down about 1/10 of his health, courtesy of Andoryu. And this is unfamiliar territory for me, Ingan. It's been a while since we've seen a 4-minute, 5-minute game with no first bloods.
Yeah, especially for Omega. Omega's been playing very well. I remember when they compared Omega and TLPH stats, Omega had the faster game and the fastest, longer game compared to TLPH. So technically, they're not the comeback kings because they've been dominating the early game.
The barangay has been working towards a better start. And I'm not just talking about in-game, but even their Season 14 has been on fire, holding a streak up until the 2nd week. Now, second turtle's already spawned up, about 500 gold between Omega and Blacklist. Andoryu just working on his small camps. Might even go for the orange first, as it's Blacklist circling the pit.
This is such a passive game, but again, it favors Blacklist lineup. They have Oheb with the Moskov, so if ever this game extends to the 18-minute mark, 20-minute mark, Blacklist can actually win this, but Omega starting things off. Look at Ryota! Finally, some action as Jome picks up a first blood, and Andoryu picks up the second turtle.
See what I tell you? If you count out everybody and what they do in a team fight in an objective take, Smart Omega has it all. And Blacklist, you already mentioned it, they have the late game. They just have to hold out. They have to make sure that OM makes it to, what, 14, 15 minutes without dying too much, and that the map is on their side. But look at this. After the turtle take, second turtle take, mind you, Jom goes for the trade.
Okay,
that's a
good
top
trade.
for bottom.
That's a good trade. Top for bottom again. But if this game extends again, it will go to Blacklist. And I just like to say, I think we have a passive in the caster's desk, because every time we say that the game is passive, immediately right after something happens.
Yeah.
And in that case, it was Ryota's final slash connecting on to 2. Props to Jom for being there at the right moment to dish out the Synchro Vision as well as the Zamin Force. But okay, a conceal play coming in from Omega.
What are they looking for? It's more of a safety rotation, because it's either Omega is thinking that there might be someone there, or Blacklist is a step ahead, dodging a bullet. See this? Like, Blacklist also pull in their own version of the Ube in 2024. They're just sticking to each other. Look at this. They're not even touching top lane.
Yeah, and this is the second consecutive game that Blacklist is sticking with the same lineup. Again, this was the lineup that picked up their first win. Look at Oheb still. Okay, Adori goes in with a Wiki Shadow kill. Oh, he's gonna get the shurikens. He's not. And Oheb manages to escape, but they take a turret. But Chaknu finds one plus the final slash. The passive is there for Haji. Flickers in right to Jom as Jom takes him down. Lord JM is next. And that's a double kill for Big J.
2K for Big J. 6.5 minutes in. 2,000 gold ahead. It's difficult for Blacks International to stop the new barangay from snowballing out of control. Luckily, Blacklist has good wave clear. Again, as early as now, Ian, I'm going to say it, all the agents are going to hate me for this, but knowing how Bane plays, knowing how Blacklist plays, especially Season 14, there's a possibility, man, that they're going to have to take this to the base. Like, they just accept the fact that maybe even Lord is a no-go.
Yeah.
With this Lord coming up in 2 minutes, maybe not with how Ryota is playing.
Yeah.
Not with how Chaknu's playing.
I think Blacklist even knows this. Like, their strength is mainly onto the late game. They tried to do it with MP the King on Bane, but okay, it didn't work. So now plan A didn't work, they're gonna resort to plan B, which is to hold on to the game, try to defend. I do agree, they have a lot of wave clear. They can disengage at any time with perks with the Matilda, but looking at the gold received, Jom right now leading every single hero. And all the kills of Omega is picked up by Big J.
And you wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
Like, the only other better way would be to put it on Andoryu, maybe even Ukir, but this is best case scenario. Exactly. Best case scenario for Barangay Omega. And you mentioned the Bane. You mentioned the Bane on MP the King. This hero has won an MPL championship in Cambodia.
Yeah.
He played the hero like 3 times in a row to end the series. And he knows exactly what this hero is capable of. It's just maybe against Smart Omega. Maybe with the draft that they put in, and how early Smart Omega was able to find that clutch point, it's going to be very difficult. So he has to play very defensively. And here we go!
Oh, Ryota connects with a final slash flicker combination. Defensive frigate Glacier from Haji there as MP the King and Lord JM will fall down. So right now, again, Omega strikes. I mean, Ryota's been performing out of his mind for the last 2 weeks. Last week, it was the Phobius. This time, the flavor of the week is the Arlot.
I'm pretty sure the Ryota army is proud of the new general. And what did I just say? Perfect that all 3 kills are on Jom prior to that engagement. Then you give a little to Ukir, give a little to Andoryu. Extra gold on the sub-cores. Never hurt nobody. We're 10 seconds away from a Lord, which, again, if that engagement was any indication, Blacklist should not force anything. They were fighting underneath Tier 1.
Yeah.
In the middle of Tier 2 as well. And still, Omega dove in.
Yeah, Ryota manages to find someone
Whoa.
and another concealed Chaknu onward. But the Purify coming in from Oheb will save him. Ryota, will he get another final slash here? Okay, this is the mark where Blacklist can actually contest. Even just go for the kills. Make sure Omega, even if they get the Lord, not get to utilize the Lord and push as Oheb picks up a DHS. Again, we've seen Haji with the defensive Frigid Glacier. During that time, it connected onto 3. The problem was their frontliners were soaked up by the final slash. So if they evade the final slash and manage to catch that Frigid Glacier, Blacklist can turn things around.
That's one way to go about it, but look at this. Blacklist very cautiously moving around. Might go for one!
Another one. Lord JM has to use the flicker out. And Andoryu secures that Lord as Perks tries to walk away. Oheb will not cast that Spear of Destruction as he tries to work on the top lane. And now Omega, no trade once again for Blacklist. They can actually go for an inhibitor if they manage to go for those engages again, especially with Ryota.
Whoa, wait. What's Andoryu doing? Did he just let that wave go? I mean, it should be able to take care of itself. What a delay. All right, he's taking care of business there. All right, now.
Okay.
Talking about the sinks, yes, you're right. They could definitely lose an inhibitor, Blacklist International, but also, best case scenario, again, given their great wave clear, Holy Shield's popped.
Yeah.
That's another possibility, and if you want to make it to the late game, which I think what's Blacklist's plan right now is, just don't force anything, man.
Look at Haji.
That's dangerous.
Okay, Haji has to walk away. No, he canceled his recall. I think he wants to go for the back line with the Frigid Glacier here as the Lord marches onto the bottom lane.
We're looking for a sandwich?
Okay, Ryota here for the conceal. Wants to go for the final slash and connecting onto Perks. Perks using the guiding wind out as he tries to go in. Lord JM, look at Lord JM onto the back line, but they're going to get the first pick off. It's going to go on to Chaknu. Omega kill coming in from Jome as they burst down the Lord. Holy Shields pop, but no inhibitor turrets taken down.
Oh, they're still working on it. Ukir and Jome don't want to let it go.
Damage coming in from
Oheb, go!
Oh! Luckily, there was a shield coming in from Ukir. Now Jome's not yet done as he tries to go for Lord JM. Look at Andoryu with a shadow connecting onto Lord JM when you thought it was all over.
Nothing personal, kid. Andoryu finishes the job. In that moment of whoa, another shadow kill!
Even done. That was on to Oheb. A timely, crucial kill. Wow, I like that.
Oh my lord, Andoryu just does not stop. He smelled blood and drank the whole artery's worth, and they're still going!
And there's minions onto the middle lane. They're gonna burst down the inhibitor turret as Lord JM defends the bottom. They can actually go for the tower lock. Jome uses the Zaman Force, just locks his eyes on the prize, trying to get the crystal down.
No minions!
Gets one there. No more minions. Chaknu's the first man down as well as Ukir, but it's Oheb left up against 3, and Omega secures game number 1.
This one pesky siege minion. If only, say all the ages, but Blacklist fans, I get you. Smart Megas has played better. Game 1 goes over to the Barangay.
Very clean. All the damage dealers got necessary kills that they wanted. What a performance from Barangay.
We'll throw it over to the Infinix Game Tambayan where Rockhart and Renmar will try to break down this bout.
That is how you take a game by storm. Andoryu got us. They got us shouting here. Literally, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, like we lost our collective-ish when that Hayabusa did what that Hayabusa did. I didn't even see the shadow. I went back to the replay. I was like, huh, really? There was a shadow there? But apparently there was. I was able to go back. What a hit!
Oh my goodness, that was really fun to watch for sure, especially if you're part of the new Barangay.
That was wild.
As that was a relatively quick game there, being brought to us by Smart Omega. And again, I'm actually gonna preface this a little bit by we were not super convinced with the lineup when the draft, after the draft started. We're talking about like how this could be like kind of 50-50 here for the Barangay. But you know what? They showed up. And of course, Big J showing that even if you take that Moscow away from him, you can't take the Big J away from the game.
This man has had 3 MVP performances for Smart Omega this season, and all of them have been with Harith. And there was something about the Omega lineup that we were talking about this. Yes, I was doubting that Arlott pickup for Omega. It seems like their lineup, if you take it away as individual pieces, or maybe 2 pieces that can work well together, they're Edith and the Vexana, and then the Harith separately, Hayabusa and Arlott separately, it's good because it will make and forces the team to shine as individuals, and we know we can count on Omega to shine individually up against the more solid lineup of Blacklist International, but then I'm reminded that's not this meta anymore. The being solid as a group, that's great, but it doesn't always need to be a very solid, hey, all of these pieces go together draft. You can draft like Omega, wherein it looks like it's a little bit more individualistic and still do really well, because this meta encourages players to make their own individual plays, but consider that the team is much more closer together.
Yeah, for sure. And right now, obviously, all said and done, individually they did shine. But at the same time, I'm surprised they also meshed so well together as a 5-man unit. The follow-up after, a final slash with Kier working so flawlessly with Ryota, Chakto barely had to do anything there, except maybe said a few times. But he also, he did as good as you can, trying to protect out that front line, or the back line rather.
And I feel like Omega shut down what Blacklist wanted to do with their lineup by the fact that Andoryu just got the first turtle. And you saw Blacklist International try everything to make sure that the first turtle would go onto their side. Haji's Frigid Glacier was perfect, where Andoryu shadowed in. That's where the Frigid Glacier was. But dude, Andoryu was just nasty. Easy retribution, shadow out. Blacklist International, it's like they lost whatever idea.